You have undoubtedly heard the on-the-record information that we have been conveying to you about House Speaker Larry Householder and 4 other men who were all indicted in this massive corruption scandal. The first time ever that an elected official has been charged with a RICO charge, that's a racketeering charge or organized crime that you might associate with the mob. That's even what the federal prosecutors are saying about this, the U.S. attorney, that this is that kind of a case. It's a federal racketeering bribery charge involving $60 million of money that was allegedly funneled from First Energy through Larry Householder, the Speaker of the House, who set up this entity that was a nonprofit that was supposed to be for social welfare. What they allege, though, is that that money was used for other political campaigns and trying to get people who could be influenced to make sure, number one, that Larry Householder got the Speaker's position, and number two, he was in the position, this is what they allege, in the position to make sure that $1.5 billion taxpayer-funded bailout went through to the First Energy Corporation. So, some of the behind-the-scenes information that I've been getting from members of the federal bar, some high-profile criminal attorneys who talk to me off the record about this, is that this is an unusual indictment in that usually if you are targeted by a white-collar crime investigation, they send what's known as a target letter. They send a letter that says essentially, you're under investigation, you need to know that you're being investigated for a possible indictment for a white-collar crime, and you are on notice now that you might want to line up an attorney. That did not happen in this case. Nobody was given a target letter. Instead, simultaneously, 5 different indictments were handed down, 5 arrests were made at the same time, including Larry Householder, the Speaker of the House, Matt Borges, who was at one time the head of the Republican Party, 2 other consultants, and an advisor to Larry Householder. All of them arrested at the same time. And simultaneous to that, FBI agents were going around handing out other subpoenas and warrants, getting information and confiscating telephones. So what does that mean? Why would they confiscate a telephone? It means possibly there's what's known as a Title III federal wiretapping indictment, that there was a judge on the federal level who approved getting not only electronic communications from telephones, but also email communications. So this is just the beginning of what could be a very long and involved investigation. And one of the people I talked to said this is a sad, sad day for Ohio taxpayers. It certainly is an expensive day for Ohio taxpayers if this was done improperly, because it's $1.5 billion, $60 million of that alleged to be involved in bribes, and we're going to find out if more people will be indicted. Of course, at NBC4, we're going to stay on top of this. We're talking to people who are behind the scenes, also talking to people who are willing to go on the record, and we'll keep you up to date in what's going on in what's probably the biggest corruption scandal ever uncovered at the Ohio State House.